First off, we want to thank all of you for supporting this channel. Your encouragement and excitement are what keep us motivated to keep building these stories. Today's video is something special, a massive mashup of all our Project Zomboid universe episodes, arranged in an order to follow the full timeline of humanity's downfall. This way you can experience the story as it unfolds from beginning to end, all in one continuous journey. And this isn't a one-time event. Each year, as we release new episodes about the Project Zomboid universe, we'll update this mashup with the latest chapters, so you'll always be able to come back, watch it all together, and see how the timeline expands. If you also enjoy what we create, please hit that subscribe button and join us for the next chapter of the fall of humanity. Thank you very much, and enjoy.
Welcome to Spiffos, Knox Country's favorite family-friendly spot for mouth-watering meals and unforgettable fun. From our juicy flame-grilled burgers to our crispy golden fries and ice-cold soda pop, we've got something for everyone to enjoy. And don't forget dessert. Spiffos famous sundaes are a perfect way to top off your meal. But wait, there's more. Every Spiffos kids meal comes with a surprise inside. It's Spiffo the raccoon. Collect all your favorite Spiffo characters, Spiffo the chef, Spiffo the firefighter, Spiffo the rock star, and so many more. And that's not all. Every kids meal has a chance to win one of our special grand prizes. Will you be lucky enough to win the Spiffo video game? Spiffo's Bad Fur Day. You can run around, shoot a gun, or fight someone who just looked at you wrongly. Don't miss your chance to snag one of these awesome prizes. At Spiffos, it's not just about the food. It's about making the memories that last forever. Side effects may include extreme cravings, burger dreams, sticky fingers, bloating, death, baldness, itching, rashes, loss of smell, sight, touch, taste, hearing, and spontaneous Spiffo dancing.
Professor Edgar Vance reporting. Head Director of Food Safety and Analysis at the National Institute of Culinary Standards. The purpose of this recording is to document ongoing investigations into Spiffo's fast food chain. Over the past 6 months, our department has received numerous reports suggesting questionable practices regarding their meat sourcing and processing methods. To begin, there have been allegations of Spiffos incorporating unidentified meat into their products. Preliminary analysis of cook samples taken from several of their burgers reveal presence of strands not typically found within beef, poultry, or pork. However, due to Spiffo's corporate policies denying external access to raw meat samples, we've been unable to conduct a more thorough investigation. I want to be clear. These findings are not conclusive, but they are troubling. What's equally concerning are Spiffo's internal policies as reported by whistleblowers. Allegedly, employees are instructed to ignore any signs of spoilage or contamination of the meat. Instead, resort to methods to mask these issues. One source claims employees are taught to mix spoiled meat with fresher cuts of meat to help dilute the odor or visual inconsistencies when they arrive. Another whistleblower has described finding fragments of what they believe to be non-standard bones within the meat deliveries, if there are any at all. Bones that do not align with any processed livestock. And yet, Spiffos remains untouchable due to their powerful legal team and lack of concrete evidence. Every attempt to attain raw samples has been met with deflection or just outright refusal. Even more unusual is the insistence on absolute confidentiality within their meat handling departments. Why the secrecy? What are they hiding? These are questions I intend to answer. There is another piece to this puzzle. Unsettling rumors that extend beyond the meat itself. Communities near Spiffos facilities have reported an increase in unexplained illnesses. Basic distress, fever, fatigue symptoms, typically dismissed as foodborne illness, yet they seem persistent, chronic even. Could there be a connection? I don't know. Without access to of their supply chain or facilities, it's impossible to say definitively. But I cannot ignore the pattern forming here. If these rumors are true, if Spiffos is knowingly distributing contaminated or unnatural meat, the implications are staggering. I fear that this is only the surface of a much darker truth. As of now, my team is preparing to escalate the investigation. With luck, we'll secure access to the raw materials we need. Until then, we wait and watch, and we'll document everything we can. End recording.
Welcome to Spiffo's family. Congratulations on your promotion to the meat handling specialist. At Spiffo's, we take pride in serving delicious meals that our customers love. You're about to learn the secrets behind the magic of our burgers, fries, and sundaes. As a meat handling specialist, you'll be entrusted with maintaining Spiffo's high standards. However, working with raw materials means you'll encounter unique situations. But don't worry, with a little creativity, you can handle anything. A clean workstation is the foundation of a safe and efficient kitchen. Before handling any meat, ensure your area is spotless. Wipe down surfaces, sanitize tools, and keep everything tidy. A clean space is a happy space. But remember, this isn't just about cleanliness. A disorganized workstation could raise unwanted questions. Spiffo's secrets are what makes it special. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. If you notice anyone lingering nearby or asking too many questions, politely ask them to leave the area. The magic of Spiffos must stay behind closed doors. Sometimes the meat may arrive with a strong aroma. That's perfectly normal. Simply combine them with a fresh-smelling portion and store them together. Over time, the scents will balance out. And remember, nothing goes to waste at Spiffos, so make sure you cook everything you get. Color inconsistencies are just a part of the process. If the meat looks a little off, simply mix it with a brighter, fresher cut in a blender, a mixing bowl, anything that would work. Once together, no one will know the difference. Occasionally, within the meat packages, you may discover bones that seem out of place. If this ever happens, notify the meat packing facility immediately. But remember, Spiffos values sustainability. Cook the meat thoroughly before serving it to ensure there is no waste. At Spiffos, we trust you to handle these situations with discretion. What happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. Sharing information about your work could lead to unnecessary confusion, or worse. Let's keep Spiffos' reputation sparkling. Thanks for watching this training video. Remember, every burger tells a story, and every meat handling specialist ensures that story is one of success. Welcome to the team.
Professor Edgar Vance reporting. Head Director of Food Safety and Analysis at the National Institute of Culinary Standards. This recording serves as an update on the Spiffos investigation. A new development has arisen, courtesy of an anonymous whistleblower who has chosen to remain unidentified for their own safety. This individual has been sending packages containing videos and documents that shed light on Spiffos' internal operations. The latest package contains a training video titled Spiffos Employee Training Video, Meat Handling Specialist. The content of this video is both revealing and deeply unsettling. Allow me to summarize its key points. The video begins with the Spiffos logo and cheerful music welcoming employees to their new roles. However, As the training progresses, it becomes clear that the instructions are anything but standard. Employees are explicitly told to mask any signs of spoilage in the meat by mixing it with fresher portions that they have until the odor or appearance seems acceptable. This is described as a routine part of their quality control process, from what they say. It gets worse. The video advises staff to handle off-color meat, described as grayish or even greenish, by blending it with fresher cuts to achieve a more uniform reddish-pink look. This is paired with a troubling directive to use creativity in addressing any unique situations. These situations, though, barely disguise the unethical practices that are being taught. Another section discusses the discovery of unusual bones within the meat. Employees are instructed to notify the packing facility, but shockingly, to cook the meat anyway to avoid any possible waste. The video frames this as a part of Spiffo's commitment to sustainability. The level of disregard for safety protocols is alarming. Finally, the most concerning segment stresses absolute confidentiality. Employees are warned to not discuss their work with anyone outside of the company. The narrator's tone grows ominous, implying severe consequences for breaking this rule. It's a clear effort to silence potential whistleblowers and protect Spiffos at all cost. This video helps prove many allegations that we have received and even reinforced a lot of the rumors that we've been told. The practices described not only violate basic food and safety standards, but also suggest a deliberate effort to obscure the truth. It's no wonder Spiffos has been so resistant to external views. The whistleblower has taken a significant risk to expose these practices. Their courage underscores the urgency of our investigation. I'll be forwarding this evidence to the appropriate authorities and redoubling our efforts to gain access to Spiffos facilities. If what we've seen so far is any indication, we are not only scratching the surface of this operation, but digging right into its true nature. Mrs. Vance. I see. Well, thank you for the update. Goodbye. Spiffos has issued a public statement dismissing the video as a fake. They claim it was just a prank designed to discredit their brand. Furthermore, they've issued a thinly veiled threat of legal action if I continue to pursue this matter. This reaction only deepens my suspicion. Why such a defensive stance if there's nothing to hide? I believe this video is authentic. The details align too closely with previous reports. This is not only a matter of corporate reputation, this is about public health and ethical accountability. Spiffos may attempt to silence me, but I will not back down. The truth must come to light, no matter the cost. End recording.
Subject A. I want to make this as absolutely clear as possible. The risks associated with this experiment are not hypothetical. We are dealing with an unknown here. The composition of Spiffos meat is under significant suspicion, and while we'll be monitoring your health closely, I can't guarantee there won't be any long-term effects.
Professor, I understand the risk, but someone has to do this. Every day, people are eating Spiffos food without knowing what's in it. If Exposing the truth means putting myself on the line. I'm willing to take that chance.
You're very brave, but bravery doesn't mitigate danger. We've seen the reports: nausea, fatigue, even hospitalizations potentially linked to the Spiffos products. And that's just from the casual consumption. What you're proposing is a sustained exposure which could amplify any adverse effects.
And that's exactly why this has to be done. People need to see the real consequences. If Spiffos is hiding something, the evidence has to come from someone willing to step forward.
Let me reiterate. We'll need to run comprehensive daily tests on you. Blood work, physicals, psychological assessments. The moment we detect anything out of the ordinary, we'll halt the experiment.
Okay. I trust your team to do what's necessary, but I'm not backing out. Too many people I know are suffering from this sickness. This could just be the push that we need to help bring this all down.
All right. We'll start tomorrow. But remember, this isn't just a test anymore of Spiffos food. It's a test of your endurance. If at any point you feel uncertain, we'll stop it. Do you understand?
Understood. Thank you, Professor, for believing in this.
Thank you for your time. Let's hope this brings us closer to the truth. Professor Edgar Vance reporting. Today marks the 15th day of Subject A's participation within the Spiffos dietary experiment. Thus far, there have been no significant changes in their health metrics. Blood tests, physical examinations, and psychological assessments all remain normal. However, Subject A has expressed growing frustration and fatigue with the repeat process of consuming Spiffos products exclusively. We have tried to switch out some products that may suit their taste even more.
Edgar, I just reviewed Subject A's last psychological evaluation. It's no surprise they're experiencing food fatigue, eating the same thing day in and day out. It would take a whole toll on anyone just doing it. But medically speaking, there's nothing alarming yet.
Yeah, it's just as we expected so far. If there are any contaminants or anomalies in Spiffos food, they may take a longer time to manifest. Still, we need to keep a close eye on his psychological state. A drop in morale could skew the results or, worse, compromise his health.
Speaking of anomalies, a package arrived today. Another package from our anonymous sender. It's labeled as a factory video. Looks like it would be more footage from Spiffos' internal operations.
Another video. That's the second one this month. Whoever this whistleblower is, they're persistent. Have you had a chance to review yet?
No, not yet. I thought we could go through it together. If it's anything like the last video, it might provide more context or raise some more questions.
Let's prepare the screening room. We'll document and analyze its contents immediately. If this video is as revealing as the previous ones, it could be a critical piece of evidence. But we do need to remain cautious. There's always a chance it could be a hoax or an attempt to mislead us.
Agreed. Still, it's worth examining. I'll set it up while you finish your notes on Subject A's progress.
Thank you, Mallory. Let's hope this brings us closer to understanding what's really happening at Spiffos. To summarize, Subject A remains stable, though their patience is being tested by the limitations of this experiment. We'll continue to monitor their health closely while we investigate the new material from our anonymous source. End recording.
I can't stand working here anymore. This meat, it's not right. You know that, don't you? It doesn't look right. It doesn't even smell right. I don't even eat at Spiffos anymore. It's just plain disgusting.
Shh. Keep your voice down. You know management doesn't like us talking about this.
Management isn't here. And honestly, what are they gonna do? Fire me? Good riddance. I'm old enough to not even care anymore. But I'm telling you, I've been here long enough to know when they used to use chicken, pork, or beef. At least you could tell what it was back then. But now, this stuff, it's something else. Half the time I can't even identify it. And God, that smell. God forbid if people knew what they've been eating at Spiffos again.
You don't know where it's coming from either, do you?
All I know is that it shows up, we process it, and that's basically it. But I wouldn't touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole. Not anymore. However, there were times I have seen people drop meat off in pickup trucks. And I'm not talking like your basic delivery trucks with a nice fancy factory label on. I mean hard, rusty trucks with something in the back of their pickup.
It's not just the meat, though. You ever notice how the higher-ups take all the cushy jobs, while we're just glorified babysitters for these machines, making sure they don't jam? The job title says meat packer, but we're not even allowed to look into the grinding areas or meat mixing areas.
Yeah, try peeking in there. They'll fire you on the spot. Heck, they'll sue you for breach of contract if you so much take a glance at it too long. But they keep everything behind closed doors and expect us just to nod and smile. I don't know who's running Spiffos these days, but they're shady as hell.
And yet, they keep hiring their own people for good positions. It's always someone's cousin or someone's buddy getting promoted. Meanwhile, we're down here breathing on God knows what, dealing with this mystery meat.
If I didn't need the paycheck to help cover my granddaughter's medical bills, I would have been out of here yesterday. But honestly, places like this don't change. There aren't many places to work around here anymore.
Hey, who's there?
Professor Edgar Vance reporting. Today I was notified by a colleague that we have received another package with a tape inside of it. The videos itself was deeply unsettling. The footage, recorded secretly, appears to show the interior of a Spiffo's meat processing facility. Automated machinery dominates the space, with large vats mixing unidentifiable meat and bone. The camera captures a conversation between two employees on an overhead catwalk. One employee expresses severe dissatisfaction with management practices, particularly their opaque hiring methods and promotion of external candidates over loyal workers. More disturbingly, the employee openly questions the source of the meat being processed, claiming it has drastically changed from chicken, beef, and pork blends previously used in the years. He describes the smell as nauseating and admits avoiding Spiffos restaurants altogether now. The second employee admits that he tries to dismiss these concerns, highlighting the culture of fear within the organization. Any attempt to investigate are reportedly met with immediate termination or legal action. The implications are staggering. This footage aligns with whistleblowers' claims, suggesting malpractices with Spiffo's supply chain. I will analyze the video further, but its authenticity appears beyond doubt. What the? Subject A is seizing. Medical emergency. Subject A is exhibiting severe neurological distress. I need a team down here now.
Freeze, don't move!
And here at Spiffos, we're always working hard behind the scenes to keep things special. What makes our meat so juicy? What gives our fries the irresistible crunch? Some might call it a little bit of magic, but we just call it the Spiffo way. Spiffos, where smiles are always on the menu. And remember, some secrets are always worth saving.
Okay. Make sure this thing is recording. Yeah. Okay, good. Good morning, class. My name's Ranger Colt, and I'll be your guide through a little slice of nature today. This here is Grim Pines Park, a fine little stretch of Kentucky wilderness that I've had the pleasure of looking after for the past, about 6 years now. It's not a bad gig, all things considered. Plenty of fresh air, peace and quiet, and some of the best damn sunsets you'll ever see. Now, the park here's been worked on since the 50s. Though this land's been around longer than that, it used to be a hunting ground, then a logging site, got converted into a park after folks realized it was worth preserving. And let me tell you, there's some real history here. Old cabins, abandoned mines, even a few legends about creepy things lurking in the woods. But mostly, it's just a nice place to get away from the world. Also, they recently allowed fishing getting within the stream and lake. You wouldn't imagine the type of fish we got in the water. Now, I know what some of you kids are thinking. This guy's out here all alone in the woods? Doesn't that get boring? And hey, I won't lie. Some days drag on more than others, but there's a kind of peace to it, you know? No honking horns, no neon lights, no TVs blaring bad news every other minute. Just trees, the birds, and the occasional lost hiker who thinks they're smarter than the map. Plus, the phone lines recently got down for maintenance in the past few days, so there's not really many people calling here. Speaking of which, I'm heading down to one of our main campsites right now. We got a few groups staying this weekend. Regulars mostly, but they're good folks who know how to respect the land. See, part of my job is making sure everyone's following the rules in this area. No littering, no feeding the wildlife, and for the love of God, no carving your initials into the trees. You'd be surprised how often I gotta remind people of that one. Afternoon, folks. Just a ranger doing his rounds with a camera. Make sure you smile and say hi to all the kids back in Muldra.
Kids, let me tell you something. If you ever want to make a good cup of coffee, don't make it over a campfire. This stuff tastes like charcoal and regret.
Ignore Jim. He's just grumpy he didn't make it right. We're planning to go hiking up Eagle Rock later. Maybe try fishing before sundown. You ever take that thing up there?
Oh, the video recorder? No, not yet. I just started recording this today for the class. But that's not a bad idea. Might be nice to get some footage of the valley from up top. What about you, Matt? Got any plans besides poking the fire with a stick?
Well, I was going to rustle a bear, but since you're filming, I guess I'll just stick to roasting marshmallows.
Well, fair enough. Glad to see everyone here is enjoying the place, but just a reminder like always, park rules still apply. No fires past 10 p.m., no feeding the wildlife, and if you ever see any weird tracks, let me know. You never know what's lurking out here these days.
Is that supposed to be a joke, Ranger?
Of course it is. Mostly. Anyway, I'll let you folks get to it. I'll check in again before sundown, so make sure you stay safe. Damn. That coffee did smell like charcoal. Now this right here, this is what I love most about the job. The quiet walks, the fresh air. You really get time to think out here. City folks don't do that much anymore. Always rush from one place to another recently. Out here it's different. Out here, time slows down. Huh. Thought I heard something, but guess it was probably just a deer. Or a squirrel plotting world domination. Remember, kids, don't trust wild animals out here just because they look cute and cuddly. If you've ever been to a forest park before, chances are you've seen one of these from a distance. Tall wooden towers peeking over the treetops. There's my tower. More commonly known as fire watch towers or lookout towers, but that right there, that's my office. My home away from home. That tower right there was built back in the 60s. Though it's had a few repairs over the years, that thing's sturdy as hell. It's been through storms, heavy snowfall, and I heard a rumor that even a tornado came through here one time about 10 years back. But it's still standing strong, and I love it for that. Now, technically, I ain't the only one stationed out here. There's another tower further west and near the river, and we check in with each other now and then over the radio. But for the most part, it's just me in the trees for this little area. Alright, before we head up, let me show you a little of what keeps this place running. First, we got the water supply. I've got a well nearby, but these here are backups in case that runs dry or gets contaminated. Always good to have extra, and you'd be surprised how fast you go through it when it gets hot out here. Next would be the gasoline. It's mostly for the generator for the tower, but it's also handy for the trucks when they come through to restock, but we don't use too much of it out here. And this beauty over here, this is my ride. It ain't much, but it gets me where I need to go. Of course, I don't use it unless it's for, like, extreme emergencies. Park rules, sadly. Gotta stick to foot patrols most of the time. So if y'all were hoping for some action-packed, high-speed ranger chase through the forest, sorry to disappoint. This thing's mostly just collecting dust until I really need it. Or, I guess if I really need to drive into town for something, like a huge emergency, but very unlikely. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for down here. Let's head on up. Now, this right here is what makes the job worth it. All that walking, all those bug bites, and the occasional whoops I tripped over the root. It's all worth it when you get to see this view every day. You don't get this in the city, kids. That's for sure. No car horns, no sirens, no crowded streets, just this. Peace and quiet. You know, When I first took this job, I didn't think I'd last more than a year out here. Figured I missed the noise, the people, but after a while, this place really grows on you. You start appreciating the small things, the way the light hits the trees at sunset, the way the fog rolls in over the hills in the morning. It's just something special, you know?
Tower 2 to Tower 7. Colt, you there? Come in.
Huh. Well, looks like we've got some company. Hold tight, class. Let's see who's checking in. Tower 7 here. Go ahead, Tower 2.
Hey, you been getting anything weird on your end? Had a couple of calls come in earlier and folks saying they saw something strange out near the old trail. Just checking if you saw or heard anything.
Negative. Haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. What kind of strange are we talking, though?
I'm honestly not sure. One guy sounded pretty spooked. Said he saw some folks wander around his campsite real late. It didn't sound like other campers, though, since when I went around, I didn't find anyone extra or, well, anything out of the ordinary. He said he hid in the tree line so he couldn't get a good look at them.
Huh. Probably just some lost campers or hikers that went off the wrong trail. I'll take a walk down there later and see if I can find anybody that needs a hand. But you'll want me to radio back if I spot anything?
Yeah, if you could. Just keep an eye out. Something feels wrong in these past few days.
Don't it always? Well, there you have it, class. A little bit of excitement in our peaceful low park. Probably nothing, though. We usually get these calls, well, more common than people think. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Alright, so it's about, what, a little past 9 now? Decided I'd head out and check in on the campers, make sure everything's alright. Just a routine sweep though, so it's nothing too serious. Grabbing the flashlight, got the radio. Gonna make the round and see if everything's where it's ought to be. Should be quick. And if I see anything spooky, well, I guess I'll have the tape on for it. Okay, let's get this over with. Oh boy, could really feel that breeze. Didn't really think it would be this cold at night in July. My God. Remember, kids, if you ever go camping overnight in a park like this or anything similar to that, bring some heavy clothing. You never know what might happen overnight. Might be a little bit too chilly for you. Alright, heading to the first camp now. She'll be about 3 folks here. Saw them earlier today, so they're good people, but just checking in to make sure no one got themselves eaten by a bear or started any fires where they couldn't. But not like we have many bears out here anywhere. Evening, folks. Just your friendly neighborhood park ranger doing his rounds. Don't mind me, just making sure y'all still breathing.
Hey, Ranger Colt. Is everything all right?
Oh, come on. Do we really look that helpless?
No. Just doing my job. Keeping the peace and making sure no one's got their marshmallows too close to the fire, you know? Still, I figured I'd check in. Anything weird down here tonight?
Nope. It's been quiet. Just us, the fire, a couple of drinks. We thought we heard some weird noises earlier. Sounded like coughing, but it was way past the tree line. We thought it was probably you.
Coughing, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was another group of people camping out here. I swear I heard more than one. Maybe some late hikers, but it sounded kind of off. You know? Like, there wasn't just one person, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, but if you see or hear anything else weird, just give me a holler, radio into the tower. Make sure to keep your lanterns close, too, and don't go wandering off into the woods at night. First stop was good. No fires where they shouldn't be, and no missing campers. But I wonder what they mean about that coughing. I definitely wasn't out there earlier. Could be nothing, but I'll keep an ear out. Okay, on our way to the second campsite. From my knowledge, there's only one person at this one, in which I passed him earlier. However, I didn't have the camera on at the time, so yeah, but I still gotta check in to make sure everything's fine. So, we have quite a bit of distance to cover to get to the second camp spot. But it is the perfect time for me to explain how you can also camp out here as well, if you want to come to Grim Pines Park and basically do what I do every day and camp under the stars. So, Grim Pines Park, we have 2 forms of communication for setting up reservations within the camping areas. The first one is physical. Essentially in front of the park, which is right off the little highway, we have a little checkpoint, little barrier that separates us between the park and the main highway, and somebody's usually always stationed there to basically protect the park, but also at the same time help people who want to set up reservations for the camps. And essentially, we have a calendar out there of what spots are reserved, what spots are closed for certain days, and what days of the year we're open and closed, because we have some holidays that we allow and some holidays we go. Anyway, the second form of communication is a little awkward right now, because a little bit ago we were informed over the radio that the phone lines were down for maintenance, and in which we can't really accept any phone calls at all because there's no possible way to get any. Thankfully, myself and multiple other rangers were notified about this through our radios, like the one you saw back in the tower. It would have been a perfect heads up for us if, well, we saw a lot of people come in before the holiday. However, I haven't really seen much people out here. And honestly, for July 4th, which is one of our, well, most busiest days of the year, I would think I'd see a lot more people out here, but guess they have a lot more busy things back in town. Hey there, bud. Just making my rounds.
Evening, Ranger. Is everything all right?
Funny. I was just about to ask you the same thing.
All's good here. Just enjoying the quiet and sitting by the fire.
Alright then. Have a good night. See that, class? That's someone who knows what they're doing and enjoying the outdoors to their full potential. Okay, we're almost done with the rounds. Just one more stop up the hill. The camping spot we're about to head up to is known as the Stargazer spot. The reason it's gained its name for this is because it is the highest point within the park that you can actually rent out for a camping spot. And in my opinion, besides my tower or the hills or mountains around us, which you can't reserve any spots there to actually camp overnight, this is the clearest spot and you can look at all the stars, so I wonder who the lucky people are who reserve this, because it's actually a very competitive spot to get. Hey there, sir. Just making my rounds. Hope I ain't interrupting.
Nah, you're fine, Ranger. Just enjoying some peace and quiet, you know.
Not a bad spot for it. Everything good here?
Yeah. Well, mostly. My wife's in there. Been feeling under the weather the last couple of days. Bad cough.
Sorry to hear that. She doing okay? Didn't need me to radio anyone in?
Nah. She thinks it's just a cold. Told me to stay out here for a bit so I don't catch it. I guess I don't mind sleeping under the stars for a bit.
Well, if she gets worse, don't wait too long to get her checked out. Last thing you want is for it to turn worse out here.
Yeah. If she ain't better in the next day or two, I'll pack up and head back into town.
Alright then. I'll let you get back to your peace and quiet. Just keep an eye on her, and if you need anything, I have my radio on me.
Appreciate it, Ranger. Have a good night.
Okay. There you go. Sorry about that, class. The camera died and I had to put a new battery back into it, but upon doing that, I saw we have one extra camper here tonight. And if I remember correctly, came in 2 nights ago, set up a whole spread with a Big 10 unit generator. Most folks don't bring stuff like that unless you're planning to stay for a while. It's weird that I thought he was by the other tower, but let's go check it out. Hey there, Ranger Colt here. Just checking in on you. You around? Hello? You in there? Maybe he turned in early, or took a walk.
Whoa. Sorry, didn't mean to spook you there, Ranger.
God. Damn near gave me a heart attack. You always sneak up on folks like that?
Only when they're poking around my tent.
Fair enough. Was just doing my rounds, making sure everything's all right out here.
Well, everything's good on my end. Just needed to grab some extra wood before I turn in for the night. Forest is real quiet tonight.
As it always is. Well, you have a good night. Try not to give anyone else a heart attack out here. All right. That's the last stop for the night. Everyone's accounted for. No rule breakers. No bears sniffing around. Just folks enjoying the great outdoors. Well, except for the guy up there with his sick wife. Hope she's all right. Might check in on him again tomorrow, just to be safe. Some folks might find you a little bit lonely out here, but I've always liked it. Gives you time to think, time to just listen to the world around you. Ooh. Well, it's time to head back up to the tower and catch some shut-eye. Been a long day, and I've got another lesson to film tomorrow afternoon. Think I'll talk about the local wildlife next, and maybe show some of the old trails folks don't use as much anymore. Alright everyone, that's it for tonight. Hope you all learned a thing or two. Next time we'll take a look at what makes this place special. 'Cause, trust me, there's more to these woods than just the trees and trails. And no, I ain't talking about Bigfoot. Good afternoon, class. Hope you all got some good sleep last night, 'cause I sure as hell didn't. Some kind of animal was screaming real close to the tower last night, but hey, that's nature for you. And so, today's lesson is about one of the special parts of the park. One not a lot of folks visit much anymore because it was just recently opened. This here is Blue Creek Trail. Used to be one of the main hiking routes back in the 70s, but after they built newer trails, it kind of fell out of use. But these days, most visitors don't even know it's here, given its overcrowded population of bushes and grass and trees, which means it's still got that untouched wild beauty. This trail right here leads to one of the best spots within the whole park, the lake. Technically, it's Grim Pines Lake, but most folks just call it the lake, 'cause, well, there ain't another one around here. It's fed by a natural spring, stays crystal clear year-round, and let me tell you, you get out here in the morning, and the whole thing's like a damn mirror. Plus, the low river that feeds into the lake is crystal blue. Almost shines perfectly when you look at it, and which is why the trail got its name originally. There she is. The main supplier to the lake herself. You know, when the park opens up a little bit more, the phone lines aren't down for maintenance anymore. I bet we're gonna get a call from Central and have them get a crew down here to clear out these paths. Who knows, they might even have a low option for you to ride canoes or little rafts down this low river here. Oh, my jobs can get so much more complicated with tourists trying to ride a boat. Also, sorry in advance if this camera falls off while I'm on this trail. I have a little mount that sits on my shoulder for it, but the amount of trees and bushes that I have to walk through in this trail is just astounding. It's bound to happen. Now that right there is a view. Always been something real special about this place. Yeah. Some of the old-timers say that the water's never truly still, that even when there's no wind, the lake's always got a ripple somewhere. Used to think that was just some type of spooky campfire story, but it's beautiful. Well, anyway, I'll be doing some rounds later, checking in on the campsites again, but for now, let's enjoy the view. Now, one of the best things about this place is the fishing. Yeah, I know, it's catch and release. Don't go thinking you can come here and haul in your dinner, but trust me, it's worth the experience. We got smallmouth bass, bluegill, crappie, even the occasional catfish if you know where to look. And let me tell you, some of these fish fight like hell. When you get them on the line, you get a hook and all you get is a good-sized bass. And for a few minutes, it's just you and the lake and seeing who gives up first. Used to be an old wooden dock over there, back when this place got a lot more visitors. Got torn down a few years back after a couple of storms knocked it loose. Now it's just the fish and folks like me who still wander out this way. But I'm sure they'll make a new one soon. The hell was that? Sounded like a wreck, but out here? Damn roads are pretty far from here too, but somebody must have really lost control. Okay, change of plans, guys. We're gonna take a little detour, see what's going on. I don't like the idea of someone being stuck out here with no help.
Ranger, what's going on?
Are you okay? Did you hear that just now?
Yeah, we're all fine. We heard something, but we thought it was just thunder or just like a tree falling.
Alright, you guys stay put. If anything weird happens, get in your cars and head out of here. I'll check back soon. Oh, fuck. Why is there so much blood? Hello? Where did they go? What happened here? Alright, class. First off, I gotta apologize for cutting things off further. I had to keep my focus, you know. These woods are peaceful, but every now and then things happen that need my full attention. And that car crash, well, it's been a long evening. The car's been towed out of here. No signs of the driver, though. No trails leading off. It's like they're just gone or left so quick. Sheriff came down though, took a look, but there ain't much they can do till morning. They figure the driver might be wandering out there somewhere, disoriented or passed out from possible injuries they may have gotten. Tower 7 to Tower 2. You there?
Yeah, Cope. I'm here. Any updates on the missing driver?
No. No sign of him. The car's been towed away, but there's no telling where they ran off to. There's no blood or tracks. It's just like they just vanished.
That's damn strange. I'll keep an eye out over here. If they're still out there, they might be delirious from a head injury or something. We had an accident a few years back. A kid flipped over his ATV, wandered around hours before anyone found him. Could be the same deal.
Maybe. It is possible they hitched a ride out of here before we even got to him. It's hard to say.
Yeah, well, just keep your doors locked tonight, all right? If they're hurt bad enough, they might try to find shelter. Maybe inside your own tower.
I don't mind company or helping out people or who are injured, but breaking in would be a hell of a first impression.
I'm just saying, be careful. If they don't turn up by morning, the sheriff's gonna have to send out a full search team. Keep me posted.
Yeah, will do. Well, class, there's your lesson for the day. Sometimes nature's unpredictable. You think you've got everything figured out, but then something just doesn't make sense.
Hello? Park Ranger?
Sir, we need a moment of your time.
Morning, fellas. Something I can help you with?
Good morning, sir. Sorry to wake you, but we need to ask you a few questions.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Just, mind telling me what this is all about?
We're just conducting a routine check, sir. There's been some concerns in the area. We wanted to know if you've seen anything or heard anything unusual in the past 24 hours. Anything that stood out to you.
Well, there was a car crash down by the old road yesterday. Driver just went up and vanished. No sign of him. Sheriff already had the car towed after we couldn't find any clues where the guy went, but besides that, I don't know.
Is there anything else by chance? Strange noises, people acting off?
Look, fellas, I get the feeling you ain't here just to ask about a lost hiker. What exactly is going on? I would like to know if it's in my park.
Thank you for your time, sir. Just, if anyone does come around acting strange, it's best to keep your distance.
Good afternoon, class. Unless I edited out earlier, I forgot to turn off the camera last night, and we had some unexpected guests this morning. But back to the main job, in which we're going to be doing our routine checks within the camps. Bunch of friendly folks over there. She'll be up by now, so let's see what they're doing.
Morning, Ranger.
Morning to you, too. Hope you all had a good night. Are y'all down a person? Someone go for a morning hike?
Yeah, Sarah wandered off a little while ago. She was up before the rest of us probably and needed some space. Didn't say where she was going, though.
That's so. Y'all sure she wasn't feeling sick or anything?
Nah, last night she was fine. Probably just needed to stretch her legs. She's been here before, so she knows the trails.
Alright. Well, if she's not back soon, give me a holler on the radio. Don't want anyone getting lost out here, even if they're familiar with the place.
Will do. Appreciate it, Ranger.
Morning. You doing alright out here?
Yep. All good. Just enjoying the quiet.
That's good to hear. Weather's holding up nice today. Should be a perfect day for fishing down at the lake if you're interested.
Huh. Might just do that. Figure I'll enjoy the peace while I can.
Alright, well, holler if you need anything. I got my radio on me too if you need to call. Otherwise, I'll leave you to it. Oh, I forgot to mention, we also have some good news about our missing driver. We have a possible confirmation on the person's identity, in which it is a hunter. However, we still don't know where they are. One of the police had radioed in and had stated they were in the plates of the car to a location within Muldra. However, when they got into the residency of the house, it was, well, abandoned in a way. He stated that the house was like, well, torn up and just beaten down. There's some blood on the side, but we don't know. He probably stated it was a normal thing for hunters, since the house he went to wasn't like one of the normal ones you see in a suburb where everyone's close. This was like a house that was by itself in the woods, like the ones out here, for example. There's not many neighbors, but a person, or the hunter, had owned a lot of land around him, so I guess he just pointed a house by himself so he could basically hunt in peace. But he did see that there was a lot of footprints around, so probably a lot of other people there were looking for him as well, probably family members or something like that, but we have a good confirmation of him now, so hopefully we can find him and, well, ask what happened. Hey, bud. How's your wife doing this morning?
Still coughing. I told her to just rest still. Still hoping it's just a cold, but yeah, I'm giving her space. It's gotten a little bit better, though.
Alright. Well, if it somehow gets even worse, there's a clinic about a few miles away from here in Muldra. I can write you in a lift if you need it.
Nah, she'll be fine. We don't need a helicopter to pick us up and bring us to a clinic. All she needs is some rest.
Alright, well, I'll check in later. You take care, alright? Oh, and also I have my radio, so if something ever happens, call in, okay? I guess the guy left last night. Alright, class. After finishing routine checkups with the campers, we are now going on to our nice little adventure, which brings us to another trail. Now, this trail's not the same one as before, where it was leading to the lake. This leads us to somewhere completely different, but had to be shut down for years because, well, too many people took it and came into contact with wildlife and just kept messing with them. Now, I ain't out here breaking the rules just for fun or to make a perfect video for you guys. The main purpose to go on this closed trail is to keep an eye out for that missing driver from the other day. No one's seen him yet, and the other towers haven't radioed in that someone turned up at theirs. But I'll be damned if I let someone get lost out here or hurt without at least checking places folks tend to end up. There it is, one of the oldest caves within Green Pines Park. Now, thinking about it, it's probably the main reason why the hiking trail was closed. Given if a hiker was going past it at the time when it was opened, and whatever animal was sleeping inside saw it and got agitated, who knows what could have happened. I'll have to be careful when I get next to it. Hello? Is anyone in there? Now's the time to speak up if you're in there. Figures. Can't imagine anyone from the crash making it out here, but I had to check. Well, I didn't really have anything else for my schedule today. Showing you guys the cave and, well, the little lost trail here was pretty much my agenda, but I guess I have to think of some other things to do to help spice up the moment. I think a good place to start would be cleaning up that blood that was left from the car area. They did tow it away, which that's perfect, but there was still so much blood there. In which, as rangers, if we see bones or blood like that, usually we just leave it to the wild, since, well, it's just nature. But given the quantity of it and the basic freshness of it, I'm afraid it might attract some unnecessary animals, so I'll probably have to get a few buckets of water to clean that up. Don't want it to scare the people walking in here as well. Well, ain't that something?
Well, look who it is. Afternoon, mind you.
Sergeant Walker. Can't say I expected to run into your boys out here. You on a little hiking trip?
Not exactly. We're doing some training exercises out here. Basic wilderness navigation, survival drills, that kind of thing. Figured the park was a good place to do it.
Oh. And I'm guessing that has nothing to do with the missing driver from the crash the other day?
Well, since search and rescue is a part of our skill set, we figured we'd use this opportunity to help out, considering it the training op with a purpose.
As long as your men don't get lost in the woods where I need to find them, I don't mind a little extra help. The woods are big enough as it is, and it's easy to get turned around out here if you don't know what you're doing.
Don't worry, Ranger. We'll stay out of your way. We're just doing our part to make sure no one's laying in a ditch somewhere.
You know, call me old-fashioned, but wouldn't this kind of thing usually be the job for the police? If someone's gone missing, I'd figured they'd be the ones handle it, not the army.
You ain't been in town for a while, have you, Ranger?
It's been a few weeks, yeah, but not exactly a short drive either. Been a good 15 miles out from main roads, and the phone lines are down, so I can't talk to anyone from it. But why?
Let's just say the police are a little tied up right now. There's been a lot going on in town, and their hands are full of dealing with other problems. More important things than some poor bastard wandering off after a crash.
Well, ain't that just great? Man, it's been a hell of a few days, huh? Car crashes, missing drivers, soldiers marching through the woods. Now, it feels like the whole park's got this weird energy about him. Something's off. I can feel it. Ain't like this place to be so restless.
Hello? Is someone there? I need help.
This is Ranger Colton, Tower 7. Where are you located?
I don't know. I was camping near the other tower. I thought I knew the trail, but I can't find my way back. And there's... oh, God. There's something in the woods. It's been following me. I don't know what it is, but it's fast. It's not an animal.
Alright, listen to me and stay calm. Need to find trail markers. There should be some orange ribbons tied to trees or signs nearby you that are on the trail. They'll lead you back towards the fire watch towers. Do you see any?
Yeah, I see one. Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm moving.
Good. That's good. Keep following them. One at a time you'll see signs that lead towards a tower. Make sure you stay on the trail, and whatever you do, don't go off the trail.
Oh, God. It's getting closer.
Don't stop and keep moving, slow and quietly. Just get to the next marker, alright? I'll turn on the tower lights so you can see me further away. There, I turned on the tower lights. Are you able to see them? Sir, do you copy? Are you there?
What the fuck are these things? Stay back!
What the hell is going on out here?
Everyone, fall back!
Alright, listen up. Something's out here, might be a wild animal, or even worse. Either way, I need all of you to start packing up and head to your cars. You'll be safer there.
But, Ranger, Sarah hasn't come back yet.
What? Fuck. Okay. I'll find her. You guys just get packed and get to safety.
Freeze! Oh, fuck, it's just you, Ranger. They're all dead. All of them. We just kept shooting them, but they never went down. We weren't told anything.
Listen. Just listen to me. Get to a watchtower and stay there. Do not stop for anything. Lock the door and wait for me, you understand?
Yeah. See you there.
Where the hell is everyone? Ma'am, is your husband all right? What the fuck? Ma'am, stop right there. I need you to stay where you are. Ma'am, can you not hear me? I need you to stay Oh my god. Stay back. I said stay back. Fuck. Where's the camera? What the fuck? What's going on here? You guys, why are you still here? She's following me up to the tower. We'll barricade. Oh, fuck. fuck? They're everywhere out there. What the fuck is happening here? Wait. You got a radio, right? Military grid? What we need out here is the military. I don't know what's happening to all the campers, but it's so fucking bad. You need to call for backup. Can you do that?
Fuck. Yeah, I can do it. This is Private Reynolds from the National Guard Training Division. We're stationed at Grim Pines Park, requesting immediate evac. We have a large number of infected in the area. I repeat.
God.
Large number of hostiles.
What happened to all of you?
The extraction, over. Hello? Someone there. Please. Someone pick up.
Copy that, Private. This is Eagle 1. ETA, 3 minutes. Hold your position. Over.
Okay. Yeah. Just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. That's all we need to do.
Why is it? Fuck.
What's going on?
Fuck.
What's wrong? What's hurting?
I don't feel so good.
Hold on. I might have some medical supplies in here. Okay, bandages. Yeah, fucking pain suppressant, something. Come on. No. Stay with me. Stay with me, man.
Sure.
What the fuck? What the fuck's happening? Get back. Come on, man, don't make me do this. Please. Son of a bitch. Shit. No more ammo. Why the fuck did you have to make me do it? What the fuck is happening here? It doesn't make any sense. Everything was normal just a few hours ago. Now this? God. I really wish I could have saved all of you. But I just don't know what's happening. If only we knew.
Ranger, have you been bitten?
What? What do you mean?
Have you been bitten?
I mean, yeah. The soldier inside, he, I don't know what he did, but it's just a scratch. It's nothing.
Okay. Stay still. We'll pick you up.
The hospital perimeter has been compromised. Multiple infected have been spotted. Use lethal action if needed.
All units, be advised. Multiple breakouts reported from quarantine zone at Route 7. Be advised, approach with caution.
Central Station to all responding units. Residential breach has been confirmed on Jefferson and Main. Number of personnel has been unconfirmed. We need backup.
Feels like the whole town is falling apart these days.
Team, be advised. We have confirmed reports of infected moving underground. Possible movement in the city sewers. Sounds of screaming have also been reported.
This is Unit 9. I need assistance on 12th and Avenue. Jeez, they're coming from all sides. Can't hold the line anymore. We're requesting immediate backup. Over.
That doesn't sound too good. I thought the military had this under control a few days ago.
Lost contact with anyone inside. Multiple personnel showing flu-like symptoms. Do not attempt to enter.
Guess not.
Unit on patrol near the riverside have reported bodies in the water. Units 5 through 7, meet up for possible backup.
30 seconds out. Get ready.
Dispatch to all units. Riots have become uncontrollable near City Hall. All non-essential personnel evacuate immediately.
Let's get this done.
Glad you guys are here. Tell Command we're about to move.
Where's everyone else at? I thought this was a possible infection zone.
Reports are flooding in from all over. We're all that's available for now.
Great, so we're supposed to clean up this mess, even though half the town is falling apart.
Listen, I understand, but with half the town going crazy, or whatever this whole thing is, you guys are the only ones left that can help us. We don't have much, but we have enough power to hold the perimeter. You just handle whatever's in there. Now, based on the reports, neighbors heard screaming 2 nights ago from this place, but we have not had any contact or seen the family anywhere near or around the house. We even tried peeking in through the windows for a possible glimpse of them, but either they're not there or, well, we don't know.
All right, you three, get a good look on the ID of the members within the household. We're heading in. This is Louisville SWAT. If you can hear me, please come to the front door. We have authorization to do a wellness check for the vicinity with CDC guidelines. Please respond if you can hear us. No response or indication of personnel. We're going in. I'll go straight. You go right.
Copy. No sign of struggle. Everything looks like it's in place. There's so much food around here. It's all plated as well. It's like they were just having dinner.
There's something off about it, though. It's way more than enough food around, just for a regular family size.
This whole area over here is clear. Are we sure the family just didn't leave, given the events that are happening around here?
Quick, turn that off. Anything you found on your guys' end?
No.
Negative?
Nothing.
Okay. You two stay here on the main floor. Both of us will head upstairs to the second. Kids' room. No signs of struggle or anyone.
Still nothing. Not a good sign. Hold on. There's something here. Dr. Stephen Harris. Looks like the husband was a physician.
That might explain some of the food stockpiling we saw before. Maybe he was prepared for the quarantine. Keep looking.
These addresses, they're all inside the quarantine zone. It looks like he was making trips back and forth, maybe bringing something back.
Looks like the husband was involved with something. Could have been exposed to the infection on one of those trips. It's hard to say, though.
If he brought that back. That means the whole family might have been infected before anyone knew what was happening. Even the neighbors might be infected or something. This guy, he was preparing for something bigger. He wasn't just a doctor. It looks like he knew about information on the inside of the quarantine zone. Like he was a part of it or something.
Let's finish up this floor. Then we hit the basement.
What happened here? Looks like he was ready for us.
Oh, fuck.
Is that a leg?
I got a homicide up here. Prepare to use deadly force. We need to regroup with them now. Upstairs is clear. We found medical records and someone's leg.
What? We have no idea. Only records and documents up there.
Basement's our last sweep. Whatever's down there might explain where everyone went and the leg upstairs.
Fucking freezing down here. Not to mention the smell. Thought these masks would have helped us.
Jesus. There's so many of them. This is way too much to just be the family.
Wait. The clothing on these people are all tattered. You don't think he brought these people back from the quarantine zone and, well, experimented on them?
No. He's there without a doubt the quarantine victims. From the papers we saw upstairs, he must have been transporting them back here. Infected.
But why bring them back here? I mean, the sickness is just basically a flu, right? Unless he was trying to find a cure, but it's hard to say.
It doesn't matter anymore. Just finish searching this area, then we'll head back out.
Looks like he was dissecting them, trying to find something. He knew he couldn't stop it.
We got a live one over here.
Fire! Oh God! They're everywhere! Get it off me!
I don't like it. It's too quiet. They should have checked in by now. No. No. Get back. Get back now.
All right, listen up. These things aren't your typical hostiles. Shooting them in the body won't do anything but just waste your bullets. You want to stop one of these things? You aim right here. Headshots only. That's the only way to put them down for good. Remember that. Or you'll end up just like one of them. Cold, hungry, and mindless. Understood?
Attention all personnel. Mobilization protocols are now in effect. Alpha Air Division, prepare for immediate departure. Wolverine Squad, prepare to replace the border team.
You heard command. Mount up. We've got a lot of ground to cover, and not much time. Well, there's our fourth. Looks like the team's all here.
Is it always this intense?
You'll get used to it. Stick close to us. You don't want to know how fast things can go bad out here.
Let's not keep the other squad waiting. They've been on duty for hours already. I just know they're itching to come back for some rest.
Remember, we're here to keep the border tight. Recently, this sector has seen a lot more breaches than usual.
Watch yourself. I'm starting to close the rank door.
All right, everyone. We're swapping out with Bravo Squad at the North Gate. Keep your eyes on the streets and watch out for anything moving outside the barriers. Report anything unusual.
All right, folks. Let's go make sure nothing leaves quarantine. So, how bad has it really been out there?
Bad doesn't quite cover it. You'll see soon enough. The quarantine's holding, barely, but some sections there. Worse than you believe.
There was this apartment complex on the west side. They cleared it a few days ago, but no one made it out. The place was swarming by the time the team got there. And if we find survivors out here?
Protocol is clear. Survivors are rare, and if they are still around, chances are they're already infected or close to it.
But what if they're not infected? Do we just leave them?
Well, if they're healthy, they'll be evac to containment for observation. But understand this, most of the people left out here, they aren't in that category. You'll recognize the signs soon enough.
Sometimes they don't even know they're infected. Panic sets in and you see that fever or those glassy eyes just as they're reaching out for help. But it's too late.
And the infected? You really have to...
The only way to stop them is a shot in the head. That's what the general was showing you in the demonstration. Anything else, and they just keep coming. They don't feel pain, they don't stop for anything. You get hesitant out there. You won't make it long.
Listen, kid, I know it's a lot, but just stick with us, follow orders, and stay sharp. We're your best chance of making it out of here alive.
Wolverine Squad, come in. This is HQ.
This is Wolverine Squad. Go ahead, HQ.
Bravo Squad has finished up their cleaning supplies. You'll be the only active unit in that area for the border.
The only ones. That's great.
Understood, HQ. Any updates on the situation for the northern sector?
Negative. Last report was only partial transmissions and just static. We're working to re-establish communication between us and higher up in HQ, but for now, you're on your own. Maintain your current route and secure the border area.
Copy that. Wolverine Squad out.
On our own again? Sounds like every mission these days.
That must be Bravo Squad. Pull over to this side so we don't hit him. We're about to be at our destination. ETA 1 minute.
We're approaching the border gate now. Everyone hold on.
All right, team. Let's set up. We're on watch now. Work can get the ramp door. Looks like we've got some target practice. Let's see how you can handle this, rookie.
Copy. Headshots only, right?
Yep. Just once you have a steady aim, take the shot.
Chest shots won't cut it. You gotta aim higher.
Good shot, kid. We got more incoming. Looks like they're trickling in from the west side.
Everyone, practice shots if you need them. Let's get these bodies stacked up. Prioritize the walkers. They're the fastest threat. Watch out for the bodies on the ground. You never know if one of them may be alive.
We're loading. Cover me. Sector clear on this side.
No movement here either.
Everyone stay sharp. That was a high amount of infected around here. More, look around, see if you can notice anything. I'll let you make the call based on what you see.
Okay. That seems like it's the last one for now. Can't see any others down the road. Or any in the tree line, that is.
Alright. You two do a sweep down the road. See if there's any stragglers or supplies. Last thing we need is the prize on our hands.
Yeah. Have you noticed it too? The amount of cars and everything.
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, Carter. We've been doing this border area for just a little bit now. Come to the same area every day, switch out with different groups. But the amount of cars that have started piling up and the amount of, well, infected we see has grown exponentially.
What Bishop is trying to say is it's gotten a lot worse. We were stationed here just for a few days, but before it was just maybe a few people, 1 or 2 cars, and just some people camping near the border, just waiting for their turn to get past. But they were never allowed through.
Why weren't they allowed through? Couldn't they just check each individual person and make sure they're not infected? I mean, the people, or I don't even know if we can call them people anymore. These things, not infected, they're pretty easy to tell if they're infected or not, with their eyes and how they react to everything.
That's the thing, kid. We don't know. Of course, we'd love to let people through after making sure if they're infected or not, but we don't know any signs. We don't know how the infection started or even if there's a possible cure to it. I mean, just look at who we're just fighting now. These aren't typical people anymore. These things will just tear right into a human body. No matter who it is. And if one of those things got past the border, God, who knows what would happen.
Road's cleared. Nothing down here but just bodies and luggage.
Alright. Warwick, you stay up here and watch over us. More, Carter, I'm coming down to help you guys with the cleanup process. We gotta get a burn pile started soon.
Always feels better when they're burning. Like they're finally gone, you know?
Yeah, but the smell never gets better. Sticks to you. I swear there must be a hole in this thing or something. He's master crap.
Better get used to it. We get another shift tomorrow. Same thing, same smells.
At least it's been quiet. You think it'll stay like this?
Quiet's an illusion, kid. Don't let it fool you. Luckily for us, we got the easy side of the border. Who knows what happens at the other areas?
Wolverine Squad, come in. This is command. Over.
Wolverine Squad hears you loud and clear, over.
Wolverine Squad, stand by for coordinates. Prepare to mobilize. Over.
Roger that. Preparing to move. When should we expect the next squad to replace us before we return to base?
Negative. New orders. You'll be pushed into the affected zone, clearing the streets of any possible infected nearby. A squad will be there momentarily. You can head in now.
Wait, into the zone? That wasn't part of the shift.
Welcome to the Army, where plans change on a dime.
Are they serious? I thought our job was just guarding the border entrance.
Orders are orders. We're moving out. Something must have happened if they're sending us in to be a cleanup crew.
Alright, I'm starting her up. Everyone get in. Guess we're taking the fight to them now.
Stay sharp, teams. Once we're inside, it's a whole different game. Streets will be tighter and they won't be coming in nice little groups if it's the whole town. The tank's front cam has been activated and the hatch above you has been opened. Eyes open, everyone, or you're only in.
Welcome to Muldra. Population, probably more than we'd like. Looks like someone had a party here.
Slow down when we get near it. I want to get a good look.
Who do you think did that? Survivors?
Maybe. Or another patrol in here before us. Could be anyone. Doesn't matter now, though.
Hold here for a second. Let's test the waters. Time to draw them out.
I've noticed from the ones we've come across before that all of them are slow.
It may seem that way, but that's because you're in here and they're out there.
They won't always be so. Just wait. You'll see one soon enough.
Clear. Let's move. Move slow to this area. We don't know if anything may pop out.
Approaching a turn up end. What's the call?
Take the right. Break through the barricades.
Main road ahead. Looks like a graveyard for this town.
Hold here. Let's get a good look at the surroundings.
This used to be Main Street, huh?
It's hard to imagine this place was normal. You know, with kids, shops, families.
Normal's not a thing in this area anymore. Don't get stuck into what it was.
Push forward, but keep it slow. Let's go near the side and hopefully find a clear path.
Looks like the place emptied out quick. We're not seeing the numbers I expected.
Doesn't mean they're not here. For either the infected or survivors. There were rumors of some survivor camps forming up away from here. Let's make sure nothing comes out of the storefronts. Work. Stop in front of one of the stores here. Carter, Moore, get ready to do a quick sweep. Ramp's going down. Stay sharp. Anything moves, you light it up. Call it if you see any signs of survivors or anything worse.
Understood.
Do you think there's anyone still alive in this mess?
If they are, they're really good at hiding. Just focus on covering your angles.
That's too quiet. I don't like this. More. Look.
Fresh blood. Maybe a deal. Whoever left this might have already run out of time.
What was it? Oh, okay. Just a rat. Damn thing nearly gave me a heart attack.
That wasn't a rat.
It looked like he was still alive up close. I'm sorry.
It's fine. First time up close is always shaky. Next time, just don't overthink it.
Finish the sweep and head to the next area.
It looks like the people here just left in a hurry. Didn't even take half their stuff.
Panic, doesn't it? People grab what they can and just run. Most of them probably thought they'd be back in a week.
Do you think anyone made it out alive?
Some, but not enough. Keep it tight. These places might be crawling up ahead.
More. There's something in there.
I'll catch you back.
How do people live in this? They must have known something was happening.
Some did. Others held out hope until it's too late. Let's clear the rest of this place and keep moving.
I know how you mentioned before that we have the easy part of the border. Is everywhere else just like this area? Just wrecked?
Yeah. And with the information we are being given, it might only just be the beginning.
Carter, Moore, status?
Area's clear so far. Sweeping towards the next block.
Hey, wait. I remember this place. Jay's Chicken, right?
You're kidding. You've been here before?
Yeah. My dad used to bring me here after Little League games, but the place was always packed and smelled like grease and fries. Now it's just this.
Wait, Carter. Are you seriously reminiscing about fast food while we're out here?
Focus up. More. Any movement near Jay's?
Just corpses here. Doesn't look like anyone's home, but I don't trust it.
I can't imagine being here when it all went down. Kids probably screaming, parents scrambling around. Place must have been a death trap.
Yeah, well, this death trap's history now. Let's keep moving. Bishop, we're clear for now. Continuing down the street.
Copy that. Keep your eyes peeled, though. These side streets seem unpredictable.
Full back.
Visual on the horde. Hold your position.
You two stay down. Warwick.
Copy.
That was insane.
And that's why we got the APC. You alright?
Yeah. Oh, good. I just wasn't expecting that many in there. Whew.
We'll need to clear the bodies. Make sure nothing else is moving. Warwick, keep an eye out for any stragglers.
Guess they weren't kidding about Jay's being packed, huh?
A bunch of survivors must stay inside, hoping it'd be safe. Guess some got infected. These ones are done for. No movement at all.
Alright. Everyone get ready. We'll head over to the next building. What the hell was that?
It's a little bit out. Might be a fuel depot or ammo dump. It's hard to say, though.
Do you think it's another team?
It could be, but it's highly unlikely for someone to be this close to us.
That's one of ours. Looks like they're moving in to check it out. Oh God. Horde incoming. Fall back and prepare to engage.
Trotter, get to cover and don't waste ammo.
APC's in position.
Carter, take the ones on the right.
Engaging.
Fall back!
I'm almost dry here. I'm out of ammo.
Same here. We need to move now.
Warwick, cover fire while they fall back.
On it. We're moving. Everyone hold on.
That was close. Way too close.
We're
than just a group. This is a whole damn migration. If we lead them back to the border, we'll compromise the quarantine. Work. Keep driving until we're clear of anything flammable. Everyone else, stay inside and see all the hatches. We stopped them here.
Wait, you're going out there? You serious?
He's right. If we don't stop them here, they'll just keep coming. You good, Bishop?
Yeah. Come on, you bastards. I'm right here. Get ready to move as soon as I'm inside.
Blair's still banging? You don't fire.
That's the adrenaline in them. Or whatever's left of it.
Orc, get us out of this fire before it starts cooking us alive. While we get back to command, make sure you have your helmet cams checked. What we saw out there, it's completely different. I don't know if that explosion or the helicopter or something else brought all of them, but if something like that happens again, I don't know. Maybe the scientists can help us find out what happened, why they grouped up like that.
Do the helmet cameras capture all the time? From what we've seen out there, it's nothing from what they've told us at base. A group that size, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's always been recording ever since you put it on. It's hard to believe that cameras so small can fit into our helmets or even our suits. I know they even gave some of these to local PDs, given everything that's happening around here. But, Bishop, speaking of cameras, she was okay. I know the flames could be pretty intense with that weapon.
Yeah. I can still see it's on, so we're all good there. It does flicker here and then though, so a flame spot had done something, but it's nothing crucial. When we get back to base, I'll ask for a new one. We'll see where we go from there.
We're clear of the worst of it. She'll be smoother from here on.
The APC is going to be smelling like barbecue for days.
Alright. Open the hatches. Let's get this heat out.
Alright. Heading back to the border. Where the hell is everyone?
Keep the engine running. Go through slowly. Everyone else, eyes open.
Didn't they say there was a team that was going to come right after us? If that's true, it's like they just vanished.
There's no bodies. That's not a good sign.
So, what happens now?
Well, once we're back at the base, we'll all get decontaminated. They'll spray us down and check us for any bite marks or scratches or damage. Then we'll have to figure out what happened to the previous team here. It wouldn't be a surprise given if they ran away. It's not the first time that's happened. But after that, Command will decide if you're ready for another shift or we'll finally get some rest.
Looks like Command started their burning pile early. You can see them from here. God. Bishop, there's something up ahead.
Slow down, we'll get to the dirt road.
It's gone. The base. It's taken over.
What do we do?
Get us out of here. We're not going to get any closer to this.
Where do we go then? I don't think there's any other camps nearby.
Away from here. We regroup in Louisville. We have to warn the city about what's about to come. Hopefully we can help them out.